Hello, and welcome to Greenfield Community Television. I'm here with two members of the Greenfield Historical Society, and they have a very exciting announcement for Greenfield. What is going to happen on Saturday?
Oh, wonderful. Carol?
Well, on Saturday we're going to be showing making a presentation at the Garden Cinemas of a project we've been working on now for, 6 months?
6 months.
And so what are you going to show at the Garden Cinema?
Two lost silent movies, 1923 and 1924. The first movie is a short Pathé newsreel about Greenfield's first Winter Carnival. And the second film is an odd little one-act play that was called Love's Young Dream. And there's a interesting story that we discovered about that. And in between the two films, we have a documentary that explains our adventure, our discovery, and what we did to make it available Saturday.
Awesome. So this is part of a larger event happening this weekend called Vintage Days. Can you talk about how it relates to what else is going on in Greenfield?
Not well. We started on this project about 6 months ago, hoping to find an audience. So Vintage Days, we learned about down the road, and the Garden Cinema was very good to invite us. They invited to host the event, which is fantastic.
Yes, and honestly, I've never attended Vintage Days before, so it's extra exciting to me. And I know that the Garden generally does offer films during the event, so people are accustomed to coming in, and I'm hoping that they'll be curious enough to see what Greenfield looked like 100 years ago.
Well, having the film have something to do with Greenfield is a good idea, too.
Hell yeah.
One of the things that's worth pointing out is that silent movies always had something to listen to. There was music in it. And what we've done for these two silent films is we have taken genuine music score from online archives of orchestra music made for the silent screen and have crafted them into the scenes and episodes of this film. And then, because we're in a theater, we've got 5-channel surround sound stereo for the theater performance. You have to come to the theater to hear the 5-channel music. We probably will get one version online, but that's just going to be stereo.
Totally. So can you tell me the importance of being able to get to see these films 100 years later?
You're the cultural person.
Well, I've taken a little time to try to find out who some of these people are in the films, and not the Winter Carnival, because that's kind of hard. I couldn't find any articles on the first Winter Carnival that said who would be doing this or that. So for Love's Young Dream, I really did a diligent search with the help of Chris to see what might be out there, mostly from newspaper clippings. And we ended up finding 6 names of participants in Love's Young Dream. And for that, I was able to find actually a relative or two in the community, as well as just some general information about these folks.
Fortunately, the seeds for this, there was enough starting point information in the film can for us to look for. And we're very fortunate because part of the story that I'll reveal here is that these films were discovered by the projectionist 50 years ago in the original nitrate 35 millimeter version. He had them copied back then, 50 years ago, into 16 millimeter prints, which is probably the only reason why they exist today.
Very cool. So tell me, is there more of these films around?
I hope so, but people have to be willing to want these pictures to survive. I think you asked earlier about the point and the value of some of these things. Well, we get to see who our past neighbors were and the lifestyle, the condition of our community, the activities of the different ages and folks and things. This is not that long ago as far as society goes, but is already outside of the lifetime of all of us, for in the case of these silent films. So the value of these is a lesson and proof of what life was like in our own neighborhood not so long ago. Now, the sad point is Hollywood films, people need to take care of Hollywood's taken pretty much care of its own, but it's up to us and our community to find these surviving films, things that people did in the 20s, 30s, 40s, even up to the hippie days. Your grandparents got any hippie movies taken in the 70s? If I may, I wanted to show something. This is the example of 16 millimeter film of the type that we use to make these transfers. This is the condition that we found the silent films due to the fact that they were copied on the new film. This is nice, usable film. I've got another can here. This is a Chevrolet dealer in the 1930s in Greenfield that filmed a half an hour of film. Well, this is the condition. And I can't, what do I do with this? It's twisted, it's gnarled. These films do not survive forever. And if they're kept in metal cans, the sour odor of the gases that they release in turn attack and destroy the remainder of the film. So anybody that thinks they may have history sitting in the closet from their grandparents' time really ought to take it to folks to have a peek at to see what it is and whether we can still use it. I hope there is more stuff for us to find. It's very sad when somebody gives me a can and I open it and find this.
Totally. Well, it seems very exciting that we get to learn about the history of Greenfield and learn about ourselves today through these historic films that are happening, right?
And they can do it Saturday, October 12th at 11 a.m. at the Garden Theater.
Awesome. We'll see you there.
No, thank you so much.
Yes, thanks so much.